Deuteronomy chapter 21. Cleansing for unsolved murder. When you are in the land of the Lord your God is giving you, someone may be found murdered in a field, and you don't know who committed the murder. In such a case, your elder and judge must measure the distance from the site of the crime to the nearby town. When the nearest town has been determined, the town's elder must select from the herd a heifer that has never been trained or yoked to plow. They must lead down to a valley that has not been plowed or planted and that has a stream running through it. There, in the valley, they must break the heifer's neck. Then the Levitical priest must step forward, for the Lord your God has chosen them to minister before him and to pronounce blessing in the Lord's name. They are to decide all legal and criminal cases. The elder of the town must wash their hand over the heifer whose neck was broken. Then they must say, "Our hand did not shed this person's blood, nor did we see it happen. O Lord, forgive your people Israel, who you have redeemed. Do not charge your people with the guilt of murdering an innocent person. Then they will be absolved of the guilt of this person's blood. By following this instruction, you will do what is right in the Lord's sight and will cleanse the guilt of murder for your community." Marriage to a captive woman. Suppose you go out to war against your enemy, and the Lord your God hands them over to you, and you take some of them as a captive. And suppose you are among the captive a beautiful woman, and you are attracted to her and want to marry her. If this happened, you may take her to your home, where she must shave her head, cut her nail, and change the clothes she was wearing when she was captured. She will stay in your room, but let her mourn for her father and mother for a full month. Then you may marry her, and you will be her husband. She will be your wife. But if you marry her and she does not please you, you must let her go free. You may not sell her or treat her as a slave, for you have humiliated her. Right of the firstborn. Suppose a man has two wives, but he loved one and not the other, and both have given him sons, and suppose the firstborn son is the son of the wife he does not love. When the man divides his inheritance, he may not give the larger inheritance to his younger son, the son of the wife he loves, as if he were the firstborn. He must recognize the right of his old son, the son of the wife he does not love, by giving him a double portion. He is the first son of his first father's virility, and the right of the firstborn belongs to him. Dealing with a rebellion son. Suppose a man has a stubborn and rebellious son who will not obey his father or mother even though they discipline him. In such a case, as the father and mother must take the son to the elder as they hold court at the town gate. The parents must say to the elder, "This son of ours is stubborn and rebellious, and refuses to obey. He is a glutton and a drunkard." Then all the men of his town, must stone him to death. In this way, you will purge this evil from among you, and all Israel will hear about it and be afraid. Various regulations. If someone has committed a crime worthy of death and is executed and hung on a tree, the body must not remain hanging from the tree overnight. You must bury the body the same day, for anyone who is hung is cursed in the sight of God. In this way, you will prevent the defilement of the land the Lord your God is giving you as your special possession. Deuteronomy chapter 22. If you see your neighbor's ox or sheep or goat wandering away, don't ignore your responsibility. Take it back to its owner. If its owner does not live nearby or you don't know who its owner is, take it to your place and keep it until the owner comes looking for it. Then you must return it. Do the same if you found your neighbor's donkey, clothing, or anything else your neighbor loses. Don't ignore your responsibility. If you see that your neighbor's donkey or ox has collapsed on the road, do not look the other way. Go and help your neighbor get it back on its feet. A woman must not put on men's clothing, and a man must not wear women's clothing. Anyone who does this is detestable in the sight of the Lord your God. If you happen to find a bird nest in a tree or on the ground, and there are young ones or eggs in it with the mother sitting in the nest, do not take the mother with the young. You may take the young, but let the mother go, so that you may prosper and enjoy the long lived. When you build a new house, you must build a railing around the edge of its flat roof. That way you will not be considered guilty of murder if someone falls from the roof. You must not plant any other crop between the row of your vineyard. If you do, you are forbidden to use either the grape from the vineyard or the other crops. You must not plow with the ox and the donkey harnessed together. You must not wear clothing made of wolf and the lion woven together. You must put 4 tassels on the hem of the cloak with which you cover yourself on the front, back, and side. Regulation for sexual purity. Suppose a man married a woman, but after sleeping with her, he turns against her and publicly accuses her of shameful conduct, saying, "When I married this man, I discovered she was not a virgin." Then the woman's father and mother must bring the proof of her virginity to the elder as they hold court at the town gate. Her father must say to them, "I gave my daughter to this man to be his wife, and now he has turned against her. He has accused her of shameless conduct, saying, I discovered that your daughter was not a virgin, but here is the proof of my daughter's virginity." Then they must spread her bed sheet before the elder. The elder must then take the man and punish him. They must also fine him 100 pieces of silver, which he must pay to the woman's father because he publicly accused a virgin of Israel of shameful conduct. The woman will then remain the man's wife, and he may never divorce her. But suppose the man's accusations are true and he can show that she was not a virgin, the woman must be taken to the door of her father's home, and there the men of the town must stone her to death, for she has committed a disgraceful crime in Israel by being promiscuous while living in her parents' home. In this way you will purge this evil from among you. If a man is discovered committing adultery, both he and the woman must die. In this way you will purge Israel of such evils. Suppose a man meet a young woman, a virgin, who is engaged to be married, and he has sexual intercourse with her. If this happened within a town, you must take both of them to the gate of that town and stone them to death. The woman is guilty because he did not scream for help. The man must die because he violated another man's wife. In this way you will purge this evil from among you. But if the man met the engaged woman out in the country and he raped her, then only the man must die. Do nothing to the young woman. He has committed no crime worse of death. She is as innocent as a murder victim. Since the man raped her out in the country, it must be assumed that she screamed, but there was no one to rescue her. Suppose a man has intercourse with a young woman who is a virgin but is not engaged to be married. If they are discovered, he must pay her father 50 pieces of silver, then he must marry the young woman because he violated her, and he may never divorce her as long as he lives. A man must not marry his father's former wife, for this would violate his father. Chapter 23. Regulation concerning worship. If a man's testicles are crushed or his penis is cut off, he may not be deemed to be a assembly of the Lord. If a person is illegitimate by birth, neither her or nor his descendants for 10 generations may be admitted to the assembly of the Lord. No Ammonite or Moabite or any of their descendants of 10 generations may be admitted to the assembly of the Lord. This nation did not welcome you with food and water when you came out of Egypt. Instead, they hired Balaam, son of Beor, from Bethel in distant Aram Naharaim to curse you. But the Lord your God refused to listen to Balaam. He turned the intended curse into a blessing because the Lord your God loves you as long as you live. You must never promote the welfare and the prosperity of the Ammonite and the Moabites. Do not detest the Edomite or the Egyptian, because the Edomite are your relative and you lived as a foreigner among the Egyptians. The third generation of Edomite and the Egyptian may enter the assembly of the Lord. Miscellaneous regulation. When you go to war against your enemy, be sure to stay away from anything that is impure. Any man who becomes ceremonially defined because of nocturnal emission must leave the camp and stay away all day. Toward evening he must bath himself, and at sunset he may return to the camp. He must have a designated area out of the camp where you can go to relieve yourself. Each of you must have a spade as part of your equipment. Whenever you relieve yourself, dig a hole with a spade and cover the excrement. The camp must be holy for the Lord your God to move around in your camp and to protect you and defeat your enemy. He must not see any shameful sins among you, or he will turn away from you. If slaves should escape from their master and take refuge with you, you must not hand them over to the master. Let them live among you in any town they choose, and do not oppress them. No Israelite, whether man or woman, may become a temple prostitute. When you are bringing an offering to fulfill the vow, you must not bring to the house of the Lord your God any offering from the earring of a prostitute, whether man or a woman, for both are detestable to the Lord your God. Do not charge interest on the loan you make to a fellow Israelite. Whether you loan money or food or anything else, you may charge interest to the foreigner, but you may not charge interest to Israelites, so that the Lord your God may bless you in everything you do in the land you are about to enter and occupy. When you make a vow to the Lord your God, be prompt in fulfilling whatever you promised him, for the Lord your God demands that you properly fulfill all your vow, or you will be guilty of sin. However, if it is not a sin to refrain from making a vow, but once you have voluntarily made a vow, be careful to fulfill your promise to the Lord your God. When you enter your neighbor's vineyard, you may eat your full of fruit, but must not carry any away in a basket. And when you enter your neighbor's field of grain, you may pluck the head of the grain with your hand, but you must not harvest it with a sickle. Chapter 24. Suppose a man married a woman, but she does not please him. Having discovered something wrong with her, she writes a document of divorce, hand it to her, and send her away from his house. When she leaves his house, she is free to marry the other man. But if the second husband also turn against her, write a document of the divorce, hand it to her, and send her away. Or if he died, the first husband may not marry her again, for she has been defiled. That would be detestable to the Lord. You must not bring guilt upon the land of the Lord your God is giving you as a special possession. A newly married man must not be drafted into the army or be given any other official responsibility. He must be free to spend 1 year at home, bringing happiness to the wife he has married. It is wrong to take a set of milestone or even just the upper milestone as a security for a loan, for the owner must use it to make a living. If anyone kidnap a fellow Israelite and treat him as a slave or sell him, the kidnapper must die. In this way you will purge the evil from among you. In all cases involving serious skin disease, be careful to follow the instruction of the Levitical priest. Obey all the command I have given them. Remember what the Lord your God did to Miriam as you were coming from Egypt. If you lend anything to your neighbor, do not enter his house to pick up the item he is giving as security. You must wait outside while he goes in and bring it out to you. If your neighbor is poor and give you his cloak as a security for a loan, do not keep the cloak overnight. Return the cloak to its owner by sunset so he can stay warm through the night and bless you, and the Lord your God will count you as righteous. Never take advantage of poor and destitute laborers, whether they are fellow Israelites or foreigners living in your town. You must pay them their wage each day before sunset, because they are poor and are counting on it. If you don't, they might cry out to the Lord against you, and it would be counted against you as a sin. Parents must not be put to death for the sin of their children, nor children for the sin of their parents. Those deserving to die must be put to death for their own crime. True justice must be given to foreigners living among you and to the orphan, and you must never accept a widow's garment as security for her debt. Always remember that you were slaves in Egypt and that the Lord your God redeemed you from your slavery. This is why I have given you this command. When you are harvesting your crops and forget to bring in a bundle of grain from your field, don't go back to get it. Leave it for a foreigner, orphan, and widows. Then the Lord your God will bless you in all you do. When you beat the olive from your olive tree, don't go over the bound twice. Leave the remaining olive oil for the foreigner, orphans, and the widows. When you gather the grape in your vineyard, don't glean the vine after they are picked. Leave the remaining grape for the foreigner, orphan, and the widow. Remember that you were slaves in the land of Egypt. This is why I'm giving you this command. Chapter 25. Suppose two people take a dispute to court, and the judge declares that one is right and the other is wrong. If the person in wrong is sentenced to be flogged, and the judge must command him to lie down and be beaten in his presence with a number of lashes appropriate to the crime, but never give more than 40 lashes. More than 40 lashes would publicly humiliate your neighbor. You must not muzzle an ox to keep it from eating as is treated out of grain. If two brothers are living together on the same property and one of them dies without a son, his widow may not be married to anyone from outside the family. Instead, her husband's brother should marry her and have intercourse with her to fulfill the duty of a brother-in-law. The first son he bared to him will be considered the son of the dead brother, so that his name will not be forgotten in Israel. But if the man refused to marry his brother's widow, she must go to the town gate and say to the elder assembled there, My husband's brother refused to preserve his brother's name in Israel. He refused to fulfill the duty of a brother-in-law by marrying me. The elder of the town will then summon him and talk with him. If he still refuses and saying, I don't want to marry her, the widow must walk over to him in the presence of the elder, pull his shadow from his foot, and spit in his face. Then she must declare, This is what happened to a man who refused to provide his brother with children. Even afterward in Israel, his family will be referred as a family of the man whose sandal was pulled off. If two Israelite men get into a fight, and the wife of one tries to rescue her husband by grabbing the testicle of the other man, you must cut off her hand. Show her no pity. You must use a accurate scale when you weigh out merchandise, and you must use full of honest measure. Yes, always use honest weight and measure so that you may enjoy a long life in the land of Lord your God is giving you. All who cheat with dishonest weight and measure are detestable to the Lord your God. Never forget what the Amalekite did to you as you came from Egypt. They attacked you when you were exhausted and weary, and they struck down those who were straggling behind. They had no fear of God. Therefore, when the Lord your God has given you rest from all your enemy in the land he is giving you as a special possession, you must destroy the Amalekite and erase their memory from under heaven. Never forget it. This. Chapter 26. Harvest offering and the tithes. When you enter the land of the Lord your God is giving you as a special possession, and you have conquered it and settled there, put some of the first produce from each crop you have into a basket and bring it to the designated place of worship, the place of the Lord your God chosen for his name to be honored. Go to the priest in the church at that time and say to him, With this gift I acknowledge to the Lord your God that I have entered the land he swore to our ancestor he would give us. The priest will then take the basket from your hand and set it before the altar of the Lord your God. You must then say in the presence of the Lord your God, My ancestor Jacob was a wandering Aramean who went to live as a foreigner in Egypt. His family arrived few in number, but in Egypt they became a large and mutilation. When the Egyptians oppressed and humiliated us by making us their slave, we carry out to the Lord, the God of our ancestor. He heard our cry and saw our hardship, toil, and oppression. So the Lord brought us out of the Egypt with a strong hand and a powerful arm, with overwhelming terror and with miraculous sign and wonder. He brought us to this place and gave us this land flowing with milk and honey. And now, O Lord, I have brought you the first portion of the harvest you have given me from the ground. Then place the produce before the Lord your God and house it to the ground in worship before him. Afterward you may go and celebrate because of all the good things the Lord your God has given to you and your household. Remember to include the Levites and the foreigner living among you in the celebration. Every third year you must offer a special tithing of your crops. In this year of the special tithe, you must give your tithe to the Levites, foreigner, orphan, and widow, so that they will have enough to eat in your town. Then you must declare in the presence of the Lord your God, I have taken the sacred gift from my house and have given it to the Levites, foreigner, orphan, and widow. Just as you commanded me, I have not violated or forgotten any of your commands. I have not eaten any of it while in mourning. I have not handled it while I was ceremonially unclean, and I have not offered any of it to the dead. I have obey the Lord my God and have done everything you commanded me. Now look down from your holy dwelling place in heaven and bless your people Israel and the land you swore to our ancestor to give us, a land flowing with milk and honey. A call to obey the Lord's commandment. Today the Lord your God has commanded you to obey all these decrees and regulations. So be careful to obey them wholeheartedly. You have declared today that the Lord is your God, and you have promised to walk in his way and to obey his decrees, command, and regulation, and to do everything he told you. The Lord has declared today that you are his people, his own special treasure, as he promised that you must obey all his commands. And if you do, he will set you high above all the other nations he has made. Then you will receive praise, honor, and renown. You will be a nation that is holy to Lord your God, just as he promised. Then we will go into the chapter 27. So those several chapters is coming out more regulation and decrees. Especially it's like you need to leave some grain to the orphan, foreigner, widows. It's kind is to show the mercy love to our neighbors. And if you found your neighbors animal or something, you need to take responsibility. Even if nobody watching you, God is watching you every day, everywhere, anytime. So you should follow the commandment. So those commandment is really a good guide for Israel people, even is for the whole world, every people. Okay, so that is Bible's learning. Hope everybody like it. God bless you, everyone. Let's see you tomorrow.